Good morning. Dobre rano. I'm learning slowly. When kids are being born, we assume they've been born with talent of some kind. How do we know it? If the child at 3 years old is singing or dancing, we say, oh, he's so musical. But you don't see it on day 1. You don't see it on day 2. You see it only after 3 years. And even though it's after 3 years, which is a long time, you still believe that he was born with some talent. Unfortunately, you don't take into account that he lived already for 3 years, which means 1,000 days, which means 24,000 hours, which means 14,000 minutes, and every minute something happened to him in his life. There was an emotional, intellectual, or physical event that shaped his future, that later you would call it talent by mistake. Yes, he can be born more intelligent or less intelligent, unfortunately. But at the same time, talent is something that is only a belief, because in any test of genes, you will never be able to find talent, at least for now. So, my work during the years, 61 years, was about researching about how talent is being developed, and how come, by mistake, parents raise a talented child. You can even see it when you have 2 kids who are twins, and one is talented and the other one is not so talented, even though they're identical twins, which is strange, because if it's genetics, they're supposed to be the same. So when it comes to the age of 22, 30, 35, this little child come to work with us, above us, below us, near us. And sometimes we look at a person and we say, he's no talent. Or sometimes we say, wow, what a unique talent. I could never be like him. It's impossible. Is it? So the research went for many years, and one of the things we have done, we took children of 3 years old till 10 years old, and we followed them with video cameras to see what is happening every second, every minute, every day in the child's behavior, and how the mother, without knowing, raising a multi-talented personality, when 99% of the mothers don't know how to do it. And if you ask her how she does it, she cannot explain. Just intuition. Just by mistake, she's doing the right things. So, the research showed that there are 4 elements in talent development. And it doesn't matter if the child is 3 years old or 30 years old. It's the same training. Oh, it doesn't move. No, it moves. So, let's assume you have no talent. But you believe that there's something inside of you that you have to explore. No, there's nothing inside of you. No talent. I mean, you can have intelligence, you can be sensitive, you can be anything you want. But you believe that if you will help someone to realize his talent, then he will find it. Not really. And besides, it's not so important to find talent. It's more important to design talent. Because talent is changing, because professions are changing. So a guy who lived 15 years ago, or a woman, they didn't know that there will be a profession being called social media. So 15 years ago, we didn't know that there will be something being called social media. And you know what? Surprise. Maybe in 10 years from today, there will not be any more social media. You will talk to chatbots. who will be smarter and more sensitive than any human you know. And these will be your best friends. Even I have friends on my Facebook who are chatbots. You can believe that this person is real. Do you know what chatbot is? It's an artificial machine that can think like human and talk like human, and you don't know that it's not human. It can give you a service, it can teach you English, it can do anything that you want. It's a machine that can learn, can understand you, can understand your feelings and thoughts, and communicate with you. And you believe it's real human. And it's not. So now, what happened? The world is changing in the pace that every hour there's a new technology that comes up in the market. Most people don't know it because most people don't invest 2 hours every morning at 5 o'clock to read all the professional magazines of technology and business. Most people will not do it. Just some crazy people like me and other people that I know who are even better than me. Every day, every hour, there's a huge change in technology in the world. When you have this fast change, that you can adapt to use it, but would you be adapt enough to invent it? That is left for the few people who are being called multi-talent personalities. So now that you know that it's changing, you must learn how to make your brain think and learn 10 times faster. So whatever takes you now 10 hours should take you only 1 hour, and whatever takes you 10 months to learn, you should learn in 1 hour. So if you want to be, let's say, a developer writing codes, and you go to university for 3 years to learn how to write code, find a good way to study and to get the same level in 3 months. Because the world is changing too fast. So now we have, what are the elements, and then I will show you an example. Well, first of all, our brain is trained when we are very young to do pattern recognition. What is pattern recognition? You can do pattern recognition behavior. You can say, my child is crying. Maybe he's in pain, maybe he's hungry. Slowly, after a couple of months, you know that this kind of crying is about pain, and this kind is about food. You as a person doing pattern recognition, but also the child is doing pattern recognition. He is learning how to be manipulative. He is learning how to cry exactly to get what he wants. And he's better than you. And every day that he doesn't want to go to school, he knows the pattern. Oh, I have a stomach pain. Sit at home. And then he's smiling for 6 hours because there's no stomach pain. So we do pattern recognition in technology. We do pattern recognition everywhere. That's what artificial intelligence is doing. Pattern recognition of your behavior and then communicate with you. So pattern recognition is the first element a person must have in order to learn faster. How do I read 300 books per year? Basically, in most of the books you can find the same information. So you scan the page and you see, this is the little piece I need. You scan the next page, this is the little piece. You connect them into another piece that you wrote, another paragraph, in another book. You connect both of them, and now you have new data or new knowledge, because you connect pieces of data. Pattern recognition for me, when it comes to reading, is to see those elements that can connect to other knowledge that I have inside my head, in order to connect both of them, in order to become creative. Creativity today has 2 parts. One is being an innovator or being inventor. Today people talk about innovation and not about inventions, because innovation is just Lego. You take a camera, you take a phone, you connect, now you have Instagram. Today, Many people are innovative because they can connect everything like Lego. You connect the pieces and you give them one language, the digital language. So when you can connect all those elements, you become highly creative or highly innovative, but you don't create great inventions. These are just innovations. I work for Israeli startups, and I work for the United States startups in Silicon Valley. And I see a lot of innovation around. It's just Lego. They do pattern recognition and they say, okay, this will connect to this, let's connect it. That's it. Do we need API? Do we need something else? They just connect elements. It became easy. That's why it changes so fast. So pattern recognition is be able to recognize patterns within a big system. Then you have pattern design. And pattern design means, what changes can I make within the pattern that I see? It's like, if the child is crying every day with stomach pain, and you see the pattern and you understand that he's lying because he's laughing all the time, then there is a slight change that you might be able to do. And you have to find, what is this slight change? This 1% change that will make the child to be honest. And each one of you is trying to find one element, how to make your child being honest. But at the same time, you want him to practice how to manipulate, because it's good to get a job. So, how much honesty and how much manipulative in the process of raising a child or raising an employee, you teach. So now, pattern design, I will show you in a second how I do it. And then the next part, sorry, the next part is your ability to make analogy. You know how children study? They know a couple of words, then they understand a couple of items, and all the rest, the mother says 40 times per day, this is like, well, this is like a glass but without a handle. This is like the, right, or with a handle. So you talk to the children with analogies. Most of the inventions today are based on analogies. When people sit in R&D teams, they say, let's do it like Instagram, let's do it like Apple, let's do it like. It's all the time we get inspiration. But if you don't have the data, you cannot make an analogy. So in order to make an analogy, you have to have a lot of data inside your mind. You have to read a lot, to understand a lot, explore a lot. And then it's, oh, this is like, let's connect it. It's like the camera that was connected to the iPhone. But now we will connect something else to the iPhone. And the iPhone will be able to make coffee for you soon. And then all the rest is, how fast can you do it? Real-time composition. Fast could be 1 minute, fast could be 1 day, and fast could be half a year. Companies and people who are not fast are losing the game. Look at all the companies in the world, and you will see those that move fast win the game. And those who make decisions very slow will lose the game. It's right for people, and it's right even for children. The kid who runs faster is gaining something of the kid who runs very slow. He's winning. Now that everybody is running, the only thing you have to do is to learn how to run with your imagination and your brain. In order to develop, to train people in startups or corporate innovation or even marketing innovation, you need tools. Every tool should be practiced enough. It's like piano. You can learn piano by understanding the knowledge, by understanding the methodology. You have to practice every day. So when people practice innovation every day, they become natural innovators. In most companies, they don't practice everyday innovation. Innovation is the #1 element in talent development, because we accept from the talent to bring something new, to bring a solution, to bring an idea, to bring something useful, a new product, a new service, in order to beat the competition. This is one technique out of 186 techniques that should be practiced every day. It's being called 99 or 22. A basic idea of 91 to 22 is, can you ideate, just ideas, 99 useful products or services in 22 minutes. This is how fast the brain can move. Now, you can say, well, I have an idea about something, but you don't know how you got to the idea, most of the cases. And there's another guy near you, and you can say, oh, it took you half an hour to get to that. Well, I created 100 ideas. Maybe not of them useful. Maybe not of them can be designed. So you see, we need to learn to have a brain that can research and develop all the time. Most people have some data, some knowledge and expertise in their field. But you have to have today a view of the whole market in order to innovate. So what do you do in 99, the process? Basically, you take scripts and you start to write scripts, like, you know, for the movies. And within the script, if you know how to do pattern recognition, you will find that there are so many problems to solve in every life script or work script or marketing script or technology script, because it's all about scripts. You see, we are coding ourselves. We have a lot of line of codes inside, internally, in our body, in our brain, physically and intellectually. So now we take this 99 and we give an example. Give me a name of a usual Czech name. Not Vladimir, because it sounds Russian. Just, huh? Petr. Okay. P-E-T-R. Petr. And Anna. Anna is a good name? It's not Russian? Yeah. So, imagine for a second that Petr is working for the bank. He has a position in the bank. And Anna has another position in HP. One day, Petr heard a guy near him saying to his wife, "Dear, I think we should go to see a movie. Such a long time we have not seen a movie. It's about time that we'll go." And Petr thinks to himself and says, it's almost a year since me and my wife went to the movies. But he also recognized a pattern. He recognized that his friend that is sitting near him in the office is doing this every month. And you, Petr, before you got married, you took her every night out. And now that you have 2 children, you don't care about taking your wife anywhere. And you feel sorry for yourself. And you get this idea from another friend who is doing this every month. And you call Anna. He calls Anna and says, "Anna, Anechka, I think we should go to the movies." And he expects that she will be surprised and happy. But she is surprised and angry. Now you remember? Where have you been for the past 2 years? You know, we never go out. Our children work. Where have you been? So, Petr just did not have an idea on how to use technology that will remind him every month to call his wife and say, "Let's go to the movie." That is a simple solution, stupid solution, that can save marriage. Now Petr is calling his wife And now they will argue for 20 minutes. You know, Peter is being paid by the company now to work. In the bank. Spożytelna. But he is, instead of working, arguing with his wife. Because he didn't use the calendar to remind him to go movie, theater, concert. So this is pattern recognition. So now they argue, and then she says, okay, you find the movie. The next thing, yes, 20 minutes, I know. I feel it. I feel the stress. So, next thing that happens in this model, that we see what Peter will do now. He will go online to search for a movie. There are many problems to choose a movie. You have to choose a movie that you like. At the same time, a movie that she likes. And sometimes it's not compatible. You want to see people shooting, and she wants love stories. And to find a combination, love story with shooting, you know. And you go online, and you watch trailers of movies. Well, at least you see 6 trailers, each one of them in 3 minutes, 18 minutes. It's another 18 minutes that the company is paying you to work. So now we got 40 minutes have been used from your salary. Let's assume you make $50 per hour. He's a manager. So now the company lost $50 or $40, right? But you see, Peter is not the only one doing this. Imagine a company with 100,000 employees. The 10,000 employees every day are spending the time of 1 hour times $50. The company is losing now on the 10,000 employees $500,000 every day, just because they don't have good relationship with their wives or husbands. And the company does not think even to invent something that will help them to have better relationship. So they can spend 40 minutes to talk to a customer instead of arguing with their wife that she will leave you anyway. So the second part was in the script, choosing the movie. Then he found one movie. Now he calls his wife again and say, dear wife, dear Anushka, I found this movie for us. You know that I don't like this actor. And I don't like this. Choose again. Oh, he's going online again. After arguing for 10 minutes, now it took 60 minutes of the company. And he's looking again. It's more movies. And then he calls his wife again. He said, I found one. Wow. After 1 hour and the loss of $500,000 for the company, of Peter's like, now Peter and Anna decided to go to movies. It looks simple, but it's not that simple yet. Because now, Peter will have to think when to leave the office in order to be back at home at the right time, to feed the kids, and to find the babysitter, and to buy the ticket, and to get to the car, and go and drive to the movie theater. And you know how many problems you can find from that moment until they get to the around 70 problems to solve. Just to get like, how do you get the babysitter? Oh, you call one babysitter, you call second babysitter, you call third babysitter, and they're busy. Oh. So now they go to the movie theater. You know how many problems you have to enter the movie theater? First is to find parking. Takes time. You know how to find parking. Now you're late. You need your popcorn, or you need something, drink to buy. You have to stay online. You go to the theater, it's already dark. How do you find a seat? So you put the light of the iPhone and everybody is angry because the movie started already. So many problems to go to a movie. And then you sit, and there's a tall guy in front of her, and she cannot see. She's moving like this in the theater. And here people are eating their popcorn. There's sound. And for her, it's too cold in the theater. For him, it's too hot in the theater. You know how many problems? Did you know technology can solve all of them? Let's imagine just a seat. If there's air condition, it's cold. For women, it's always colder. There is a reason, physical reason. Okay? So you make a seat, like in a good car, that you can heat the seat. So for her it's warm, for him it's cold. So nobody invented yet a seat analogy like in the car that can warm your body. And what if you cannot see? Can you move the seat, or do you have to move the body? Can you raise the seat up and down like in a car, or you have to slip this? Is it possible to get the parking with an app so it will save the parking just for you? So basically, just with a script of going to the movies of Peter and Anushka, in 22 minutes, I will find you at least 99 problems and 99 solutions. Maybe not all of them are worthwhile to invest in them. This is something different. So, when another person has an idea once every 3 months, I have 99 ideas every 22 minutes. Because I look at the sub-details of processes. So this is one way to go. So, you know, in order to develop human, you know, besides building, you know, stages in Czech Republic, I do have a consulting firm, right? And in consulting firm, usually you coach, or train, or consult, or something, right? And then our model is to coach every day, and to prove 1% change every day, which means 365% change in a year. That's a lot. That is X4 change. Why? Because we look at life, at work, as a continuous process of 365 days, that every day you can find at least one thing that you can change that will have an impact on the long term. So, we must learn how to measure everything we do. And why? That's why technology is getting better than us. Technology can measure everything that happens. Amazon measure every habit of buying processes you're using in order to become the biggest company in the world. You know what is the vision of Amazon? It's totally awkward because all the companies in the world say, we need a niche. We need to be expert in a niche. Amazon is saying, our vision is to sell everything to everyone. And they're doing it precisely right. And why they can do it? Because they know what you eat, they know what you drink, you know what you talk, they know what you talk about at home. They know how you use IoT at home. They know what you buy in the supermarket because they buy all those companies. They will know how many times a year you order a pizza because they will own the pizza factories in the world because they will own everything. That's how they became $1 trillion company. We sell everything to everyone because of data analysis, pattern recognition, of behavior of customers. And today, even the strategy of Amazon is being created by artificial intelligence, not by human, because human cannot even analyze these billions pieces of data. They cannot. So the AI machine creates the strategy, and the AI machine will tell, go and buy food stores. Because now you know the habits of eating of every person. So when we go into development of human, it's a must to look at every step, every hour, and to choose the right thing to develop and find two elements in our life. One, what is the most important thing we do in a day? And one is the one thing that was really totally waste of time. And we look at a waste of time because we don't have time to waste. Companies who waste time will not beat the market. And a company that does not waste time means that their employees never waste time. So, we have to become competitors of machines because they take our jobs. The ATM machine that gives you money in the bank gives you a better service than that man or woman in the bank who gives you the same service. When she has a headache, she needs to talk on the telephone now, she has a message, she needs to go to the restrooms, she doesn't work after 5, and the ATM machine 24 hours a day, so kind and nice, and say, thank you, Mr. Brayer, for putting money in the bank or taking money from the bank. And you will see soon you will see the new ATM machines. There's no need for banks and for human anymore. I work for this company who make the ATM machines, and you will see something totally unbelievable. No need anymore for banks. Okay? So, almost the last part of my conversation here. Oh, I have 10 minutes, that's plenty. Thank you. One thing is to develop unique talent, but the second part is making distribution of your talent. Means building your brand. And why? First, it's good for your ego. You're known as somebody important. But that's not the real reason. When you have 2,000 employees, and you don't know the unique talent proposition of each employee, you don't know how to use them. It's like SWOT analysis. You have to analyze the strengths and the weaknesses of every employee. But you also must analyze the talent or the multi-talent that they have. Because you want to choose. Can I use some water? Am I allowed to? I'm drying. Because you have to choose the right person to the right meeting. Or you have to choose the right person in the company to help you to develop your new idea, or the process, or the solution. When you don't understand and you cannot define the multi-talents of every person in the company, your company will lose. It's not his ability to manage, it's not his ability to lead a team, which is also important. But what is the unique talent he has? You know how many times a manager is surprised when somebody is telling him, you know, I played chess for more than 20 years. But they didn't know that I can use chess in order to help the company to grow. But you never knew that he's playing chess. You never knew he has strategic moves in his head. And you never gave him to be in the strategy department. Because he was a good employee in sales. He's a good salesperson. But where is better for him to be? With his unique ability of strategist, or just an average salesperson? Unless he's amazing salesperson. So now we have to understand, every person in the company should have a place to develop his brand and to share his knowledge, his talents on a platform. Which means, if I write in a blog, a post, okay, and 2,000 people now know about what I wrote in the company, because they read every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, every knowledge they need to have about their company and outside. So now, you're telling your employees to write every day an article or twice a week. But they don't know how to write. So you teach them. And imagine there's a place when you can question everything, and you will, in a platform, you put one question, and you will have 100 employees answer you, their point of view, and you aggregate the knowledge, and you create something of it. So branding can be internal, branding can be external, and it is very useful to have it outside the company, because then other people in other companies would love to work with that person because he's multi-talent personality or he's very talented in that field. And we need his advice, and if we get his advice, we will buy from your company. That's almost the end of my presentation. I just wanted to say one thing, which makes us different than technology. Relationship. When I came to this country 12 months ago on a visit with my daughter, I didn't know that I would build this huge company being called Stages, who becomes a strong brand. I built it only 4 months ago. 8 months ago, I was sitting and writing a strategy how to build relationship in the Czech Republic. I met only one person in this country. He introduced me to one woman in this country. Her name is Rostia. Some of you might know her. She's a part of Top Vision or something. And suddenly, I created my network in less than 4 months. And I know people in the government, and I know investors, and I know everybody that I need. And I just told them a beautiful story, how to change the Czech Republic, how to take poor cities and make them very attractive. And this is what we're doing today. Changing education, changing tourism, changing real estate, changing technology environments. And, but this all was done by finding the right people. So who are the right people? Well, they can be powerful people or really smart people. And this is my advice for every employee. You get into a company, find the right people to be on your advisory board. Do you have an advisory board for yourself? I do. Right? I meet my advisory board once a month, 6 people in one room. I show them my plans for the next 3 months. They will tell me what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. Usually they also will open the doors for me. And I can tell you that there were twice in my life I didn't listen to my advisory board. And in those 2 times I failed big. I failed many times in my life. But usually it's because not listening to the right people. An advisory board means 6 people in a room telling you what you should do and shouldn't do. And you have to trust them, and you have to have a right methodology for the conversation in order not to spend the time talking and talking. So for us, to have the advisory board is basically the part that enables me to be productive and innovative. I've built in 4 months something here in this country that probably most people would not build in 5 years. And just by coming over here for a visit, to see a nice country and just to want to give you back. And I want to give back because you are not highly sophisticated in technology like Israel and Silicon Valley. And you, the Czech people, deserve it because without you, I would not have a country. You gave all the guns to Israel at 1948 to fight the war. And if you've not been doing this, I was not born. So this is the reason I'm here. So, move. Collaboration is the essence. If you collaborate with the right people and you move with the speed of light, I am moving so fast that people even cannot run after me in this country. If I decided that I will have 20,000 kids in my system, and I already have, after 2 months here, working on that project of children, have 1,500 kids, then I am moving fast. Okay? And it doesn't matter what I do. I'm building a Silicon Valley in Ústí-nad-Labem. Today, already, I have companies coming there, big companies, start to invest. And this is Ústí-nad-Labem, for God's sake. But Silicon Valley is also 70 kilometers, from San Francisco, and Ústí-nad-Labem 70 kilometers from Prague. And it will be the greatest, one of the greatest technology hubs in Europe. Why? Because we find the right people and we move fast. Until people think, we do. And I do also mistakes. I'm not afraid of mistakes. Apple, version 7 or 8 is much better than version 2. Right? iPhone. So I'm creating version 1, and then I will make version 2, and then we'll make version 3, and every time it will be better. Not to be afraid for mistakes, because the biggest mistakes you can make is just from being afraid. Thank you.
V průběhu Ophery great presentation, and I really thank you for investing your time to Ústí, because it's a hall right now. Okay, so we make it a great city. We have some problems with Wi-Fi, so we don't have questions on Slido. Tak jestli máte teďka 1-2 dotazy, protože hotelová Wi-Fi ten hotel není úplně technologicky na výši v tom, že by tady pořádal ty technologické eventy. Jestli máte někdo dotazy, tak se zeptejte Ophera a jen odpoví. My vám předáme mikrofon. Nikdo? Davide? Máš dotaz?
Can I say something for a second, David? I was teaching the teachers here, teaching 60 teachers. Every hour I say, do you have questions? So then after one day I said, do you have questions? And I said, no. Why people are not asking questions? It's the most important part in research and understanding, and it's the same here. There's no KGB here. You can ask questions. You're not sure? Okay. Okay.
How can I help you? How can we help you? I mean, how can we help you, let's say, on your journey? Is there anything we can do?
The short term, mid term, and long term. Short term is very easy. We have 1,500 kids. And me and Martin invested a lot of money and time and efforts to build it. If we could get help from some companies just to buy instruments for the kids, then we would be happy. But that's just money. And if we're not going to get it, we pay for it anyway. Because we give a package of instruments for every child. So this is the kind of the minimum help. On the larger help, we need people that have passion to change. Not passion to be the same as yesterday. So if I can find 10 people or 200 people who are willing to be a part of it, and maybe to create a small event and be in the room using my models of training to discuss a lot of minor elements and take responsibility to take care of them, then I'll be willing to sponsor a day when all of us will sit. You can bring other friends, but you are there because you have three elements: your own talent and knowledge, your connections, okay, which is important, and the passion to really take action. If you can find people like this, and you want to help, because after Ústí nad Labem there will come other cities. So to move fast, you need, when Martin Hausenblas asked me, Opher Brayer, now that you wrote for me this strategy, I wrote it for him, by the way. And he said, what do you need? I said, I need good people, a lot of people, good people with passion. I need money, because it takes money to do everything, a lot of funds, which I cannot support by myself. I'm just a consultant, for God's sake. And I need somebody to stop the government from stopping me. So Martin said to me, the government I will take care. He's powerful, he's strong. And people, I think you know how to find better than me. And money will find. Don't worry. So besides of investing time and money that we are doing, we need help. We need help to get to 1.3 million kids. We need to teach them how to move fast. We need technology people of the highest level to build centers for technology development. In this country, you hardly write any patents. Patents are the essence of technology. You're such knowledgeable people here. You've been, 45 years ago, the best engineers in the world. In South Korea, they didn't know how to read and write 45 years ago. Look where they are today, just by using education. You are all here about education. You're HR people. You're helping people to be educated and work better, emotionally, physically, intellectually. If you want to be a part, just write me an email. I will know what to do. But you have to have the three elements. Passion to change, taking action, have the knowledge and talents of some kinds, and connections.
Okay.
Thank you.
Opher, I have two questions. We have a question over there. But first of all, we can, a quick question. We can connect with you somehow? You have some tool to connect people from here to you?
Email?
Email? Or LinkedIn?
LinkedIn. You can create a Facebook group.
Okay.
And talk every day.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a way to do it. Quite simple. I answer 150 emails per day, so now I will answer 250.
Dobrý den, Petra Vajčnerová, společnost Elfium. Můžu mít dvě otázky?
Aha.
Jestli překládáte rovnou, nebo to pan...
To zkusím.
Dobře.
Slowly.
Tak, začnu s první. Je to fajn hrozně pracovat s talentovanýma lidma. Jaké má pán zkušenosti s tím, je identifikovat ty talentované? Je to jenom pro aktivita těch lidí?
It's great to work with talented people. And how are you experienced to identify talent? It's about just a day proactivity to show themselves?
Well, there are two parts into it. Two parts. First of all, I don't deal with talents. I deal with regular people, design their talents. So now I don't have to choose them or find them. I can take any regular person and make him multi-talent personality. That's first of all. So I don't have to choose. All of them will become because they are trained. But in order to understand talent, you have to look at two elements in talent. One is the ability to innovate, this Lego part. And the second part is taking action. People can have a lot of ideas, but if they don't take actions, they can bring you ideas that you can do nothing with them because they don't have the experience of understanding if it will work or not. We don't need trillions of ideas. We need ideas that will work. And only people who take action can understand really if it works. So people must be productive, fast, and innovative. Lego. So if you see a person that connects elements from different parts, and he does this pattern recognition and pattern design, you can slightly see that he has this, what you call talent, is the ability to become a Lego man. Okay? Yeah.
Okay. Ještě?
Můžu tu druhou, kterou
můžete.
Co si myslíte o tom, že zůstane jako lidského, co stroj nikdy nenahradí? Já se trošku té digitalizace bojím, i když tomu rozumím, kam to všechno jako spěje, ale opravdu to bude takový, jak ty filmy, které vídáme, kdy ty stroje nás převálcují. Nezůstane nic lidského.
Myslíte Terminátora?
No, jedno těch toho je víc. Děkuju.
So, what are you afraid about digitalization, and what do you think that will remain human in the future? What machine never never?
I will give you an example for a second. A lot of companies in the world today became a part of the car industry. Bosch, company that makes, washing machines, create most of the patents in the world for autonomous cars. So now the question is, if everything is technology and technology becomes the major employee, what will happen to us? But you see, there are parts of the human side that only we have. Which means, do you know how the car of the future will look like? Do you know that musicians and artists will be a part of designing the interior of the cars? Because the car will drive itself, you don't have to control the car, you can sleep. Go into the car, sleep. There will be people who will design the best places to sleep in a car, so you can sleep well, with sound, light. I work for Osram. Osram is a company that used to make bulbs in the past, but now they are in the field of IoT. Their expertise is lightning inside the car of autonomous cars. Imagine that you wake up in the morning and you get into your car, and the thing you want to do in that car, which will not be yours anyway, is to swim in the car. There's a stream, you go into this car, you swim until you get to work, you take a shower in this car, okay? You drive with a hair dryer, okay? It will dry you out, and you go to work. All these designs of the new living system, what you call a car today, it will not be a car. It will be a moving object. The moving object of the future could run, could fly, could be a sheep, it could do all of them. And then we will create lifestyle inside the cars. And we need amazing musicians for this, to create the right music, to help you focus all day long. And to take care physically of you. So you see, the car is dead. And therefore there are new professions coming in to this box who is moving. And there will be endless innovations inside the moving box. This moving box is a big computer when people sit inside and somehow it's moving. But it's not about moving anyway, because it's not interesting anyway. You're not going to enjoy driving. So professions will be new professions all the time. And yes, artificial intelligence can compete. But my belief that people with algorithmic thinking and innovative ideas, or artistic ideas, will merge to work together with artificial intelligent employees. Your best friend at work will be a chatbot, or will be a technology. You and the technology will merge, because there is something that's being called feeling that machines don't have. And if the machine will have feelings, don't worry. If we can accelerate how the brain is learning to think and create faster than machine, and it's possible to do it faster because this brain is much faster than machine. But we have to accelerate and use it, then there will be new professions in the world that you don't think about. Didn't you think about that there will be expert of swimming inside the car? So there will be a lot of things, but we will have to merge speed of thinking like machine and high-level creativity using analysis of big data. So that's what we have to practice for. I believe that there will be just new positions in the market only for people who can change. And people who cannot change will not have a job. That's what's happening today in the market. People who lose the job is people that did not manage right to move fast with what's happening.
Okay. Nevím, jestli úplně tam ta odpověď byla, ale minimálně vás to nebude zajímat, že budete plavat v autě, takže jestli nějaký terminátor venku. Oh, thank you. Where we can download your ebook. You have an ebook. What's the name of them?
I don't know. I just gave you the book.
Yeah.
It's a small book, and if you want the bigger version, then I have to finish it. I wrote this book 5 days ago. It took me 1 hour to write it. I write very fast. So if you want a bigger version, like 100 pages, it will take me maybe like 20 hours to write. So just enjoy the book. It's a beautiful book. It talks about 1999-22. It's like 8 pages maybe. And I don't know how you're going to download it.
It's not a book, it's an article.
Yeah, but we call it e-book. So,
okay.
Because it's designed nicely. And anything else that you want from me, just write to me. Maybe you can give them my email.
Okay.
Okay, and
okay. We will do so.
We'll manage it.
We'll send it
out.
out.
Okay.
So, Opher Brayer.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.